Ben Carasso, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome to our studio here in Jerusalem. Ben Carasso, also known as, a.k.a. the Spokeskid of Israel. You're out there fighting the war of truth, the war against lies, online. How did it start?
Well, it started with me wanting to help bring a friend's father back. He was at the Nova Festival on October 7th, and they didn't know where he was. They didn't know if he was kidnapped. They didn't know what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to help him, my friend, bring his father back.
Wow.
So I started to do videos and going on advocacy tours. And a couple of months later, they found his body. I was at his funeral, and I saw my friend. How can you support the friend who just understand that his father was killed by terrorists? How can you help him? That was the moment that I understood how important my mission was to help, the families of people who were hostage.
Mm-hmm. So it began with the hostages.
Yes, especially. And on the way, I understood, especially in social media, that about the anti-Semitism and about the fake news, and how important it is to fight that. Because, we thought that, especially in the war, that people would be on our side because they saw that people were murdered. Hamas filmed that. But no.
Even before the IDF
Yes.
came into Gaza, they were against us. October 8th already.
So even before they spread fake news, and we didn't fight that. And right now, this is our fight, especially in social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really important. I always say that it's our fight in wars. And so we have to fight the anti-Semitism, we have to fight the fake news with the truth, because the truth is on our side. So if it's, me going to places where, for example, they say that we occupy the state of Israel. So we show them pictures, or, there wasn't pictures back then, but, for example, coins.
Mm-hmm.
That
you're talking about really in the
yes,
history.
thousands of
our
years ago.
biblical connection to the land of Israel. But
yes.
I wanted to ask you the following. Mostly it comes from hate. And
Correct.
Facts versus hate, you can't defeat
They don't
the hate.
listen. They don't
so
listen.
Why do you feel it's important anyhow? Despite the fact that, they'll hate us and they'll always lie about us, why do you feel it's still important to be out there?
Because first of all, there's the part that are pro-Israel. Mm-hmm. There's the part that are that are pro-Palestinian. But the biggest part is the neutrals. They don't know what is happening right now. Mm-hmm. So our fight is for them. It's hard to reach the pro-Palestinians and for them to really listen. The ones who don't want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like talking to a wall. I had a debate with one of them, and they don't want to listen. They just spread hate.
Narratives.
Yes, and their only language is violence.
Mm-hmm. Ben, how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11 now. You started around 10 years old.
8.
8 years old. Now, when it began,
yes,
people on the one hand said, wow, it's so cute, it's so authentic. But on the other hand, some may say, he's just a kid, he doesn't really understand.
Until now. Yeah,
so
even now.
So what do you answer?
They can say that. But, there will always be haters. But I look at the good comments, and I speak, because at the end, it's important to speak also the side of the children. Mm-hmm. And an adult can speak the side of the children. So this is what we feel. People can listen. And that's what I fight about. Mm-hmm. And if people won't listen, so they can move on. But that's
so do you feel that there's an extra value to the fact that you're
yes.
a child?
Yes, because if adult would speak what a child feels, it's not what we really feel. Mm-hmm. It's at the end, no one can speak what we feel. So it's important, for also children to go and speak. And that's what I believe in, especially. That children can go out and speak using their voice. Because at the end, everyone has their own special
Do you
voice.
find yourself debating with children?
Not right now.
When you go out and debate, it's sometimes people that are much older than you?
Yes. I remember I filmed, after I was invited to the British Parliament by Lord Polak. He is very pro-Israel. I had a debate with a pro-Palestinian. She was 60-something.
Not a child.
No. And but she was acting like one. No, really. All they say, they talk with violence. They say fake quotes of Hamas, and that's it.
Wow.
They don't know anything. They don't listen. And really, it's they don't listen.
So let's put aside the haters for now.
Yes.
And those who are just all about lies. Tell me about the reactions that you're getting throughout the world. You're also online, but you're also visiting and speaking.
Correct.
Tell us about the reactions.
Well, when I'm going on advocacy tours, if it's in America, if it's in Europe, and if it's in Australia, I get a lot of good comments, when I see children especially, Jewish children. And one of the things that I found, especially in the last couple of advocacy tours, that children out there really suffer the anti-Semitism. Even, if it's a private school and it's in a more Jewish area, for example, Los Angeles. But I found that they experience lots and lots of anti-Semitism. For example, I was lecturing 200 students, and at the end, when they asked questions, I thought from myself, from the questions, that they suffer anti-Semitism. So I asked them.
They didn't come out and tell you we're suffering anti-Semitism.
So I asked them.
But then you understood.
So I asked them, how many of you suffered anti-Semitism? So I said there were 200 there, more than 70%.
Wow.
Some didn't raise their hands, some because they were afraid. Some really just didn't experience it. But 70% in a Jewish place, in a private school. So imagine what...
in other places where it's much more mixed.
For example...
So Ben, what do you tell them? Do you tell them fight back, or do you tell them come home to Israel?
Well, fight back. We can always fight back. They use violence, and we have to be... we have, first of all, to be together. And that's the most important thing about it. And, it's hard because they use violence. We shouldn't use violence. But I believe that, us being on social media and us fighting and showing that we're strong, they can't defeat us.
Tell me, how many people say to you, or maybe to your family, he needs to have childish experiences, he needs to enjoy, he needs to go to camp, he shouldn't be out there speaking,
First of
talking
all, I
about
do
these.
all of these.
Oh, you do all these things?
Yes,
That's important. Okay.
I do all of these. I'm not saying that this should be... it's in my lifestyle. This is who I am. I want to use my voice. And it doesn't need to be I do, for example, a video a day, or when it's on advocacy tours, it's 3 to 5 meetings a day.
Wow.
But or lectures or podcast recordings. I want to say something about a podcast recording that I had in Australia.
Okay.
He was Joel Kaplan.
The host.
That's his name. No, I was the host.
Your podcast.
Yes,
okay.
It was my podcast. Use your voice. And the story was that when he was a student, he wasn't in a private school. He was Jewish, and he suffered from anti-Semitism. Horrible. It started with swastikas. He said more than 12 swastikas in one classroom, more than 40 classrooms.
Wow.
The most horrible thing that happened to them, there were 5 Jewish children that put the school into court. One of them has experienced a knife pointed at his throat. and
You know,
they
really,
went
'cause we
into
always
court.
get the numbers. We always get the numbers there. This is an amount and statistics of anti-Semitism. But to hear one story and to understand what there are so many stories like this, it's very powerful.
Yes, and they put them into court and they won. And you know, it's also so we see that it's really, really scary to be Jewish out there. We have to make sure, you know, all of us, we have to make sure that being a proud Jew out there wouldn't be scary. Anywhere in the world.
But do you also tell them, and you're invited to come home to Israel?
You know, yes, of course. You know, Israel is our homeland, but no, it doesn't mean that everyone should come here and visit. But no, all of them don't want to come to live here in Israel. We have to.
We need solutions also for their troubles.
Yes,
not only
we have to.
coming to Israel.
And also, you know, us Israelis, when we travel abroad. You know, there was a week ago in Montenegro that people came with axes and went to hotels and with Jewish families in Israel.
Nothing happened, but everyone was afraid until security came. No one knows
So
what may have happened, what could have happened.
Why should it be like that? You know, it could have been death.
Yeah.
We don't know. I made also a video about it. So we have to make sure that we wouldn't be afraid out there in the world.
It's a scary world.
That's why we have to fight.
You're learning more and more about the world. You're also teaching. You're also out there speaking, but you feel that you're also learning more and more about the world?
Every time. I see more people, more children, more teenagers. For example, in my advocacy tour in Australia, I met the family of Matilda, rest in peace, and they gave me this pin of her. And I met her sister, Summer. She's 7 years old. She was also there.
From the terror attack in Bondi.
Yes, in Bondi Beach. It's really scary for them also. You know, the trauma that they have experienced. Right now, we have, you know, the Jewish community around the world help us from October 7th, even before, and help protect us. Now it's our time, yes, to protect them.
Do you call upon other children to join this war?
Especially.
Yes?
Yes.
What do you say?
No, I call them. They can use their voice. You know, every voice is special in their way. They can use their voice. They can do videos. And what I tell them, you can do also, you know, comment on our videos so we feel supportive. You can follow, for example, you can follow my page, Ben Carasso. It also helps. But let's be united. Let's be all together. Because when they see that we are together, that we are strong, they cannot defeat us.
Do you go around with that Star of David also?
Yes.
Around the world?
For example, I was in Times Square, and I made a video about hope, messages of hope for the world. And I went out with my Magen David necklace, with my Am Yisrael Chai shoes, and with my Am Yisrael Chai jacket. And, you know, someone cursed me out there, and it could have been physically if we didn't go away. But
you're very proud.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to ask you about, we're parents, so we want to educate the children and connect them. Do you feel that you're connecting more and more to your Jewish, Israeli identity because you're part of this war?
I think, you know, everyone that are proud to be Jewish or proud to be Israeli, I think that it's really important. And every time, you know, that I meet more children who are different, you know, from others, and I speak with them, and at the end, what is our point? To be united, even if, you know, if we're maybe, even if we're different from each other.
Yeah, we're a variety of people, but we have to be united.
We have also a variety of Jews, but it doesn't mean that we cannot be together. Our goal at the end is, you know, especially in the advocacy, is to make sure that, especially the Holocaust, but to make sure that it wouldn't happen again, that anti-Semitism wouldn't happen again, that I can walk with my Am Yisrael Chai shoes and scream in the middle of Times Square, I'm Jewish and I'm proud. And no one would say anything about it. No one would attack, and we wouldn't be afraid to do so.
Very inspiring, Ben Carasso, the Spokeskid of Israel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.